insane. Let me antibacterial my body at the party, sipping Bacardi. You know the flow. And I am a pimp, cause I am on the blim. Eating lots of steak and shrimp. One more time, I 99. And you know I grind and shine. Gas price is way too high.
So, we listened to the album. I listened to the album about 3 or 4 times. I told you what it was giving me, right? I told you it's giving me Baydonna, as in Madonna merging with Beyonce. I told you it's giving me Baydonna Summers, which is basically the disco R&B-esque sound that Donna Summers incorporated into R&B, and how Beyonce was basically giving that too. I said it's giving a little bit of Afro beats Beyonce, and it's also giving Bazelia Banks, because she definitely gives it up for the kids. So what we are seeing from this album leak is a polarizing response. We see that a lot of people love it, and then a lot of people are giving it criticisms, okay? And the type of people that love it, from what I am gathering, are the diehard Beyonce fans like myself, because I do enjoy this album. But the people that do not enjoy it are those who have their finger in their ears to the streets. And I also have my ear to the streets, so I cannot say I fully with this album, but I will say that I give it a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Maybe an 8.5 if it really is selling to me in a moment. I'll give it an 8.5. And I think that I summarized that in the last video, where we discussed my feelings on the Beyonce leak in a very, respectful way, respectful to the art, because Beyonce is not happy overall. She's not happy that the album leaked. In fact, sources say that Beyonce is actually having this album shelved in certain areas of France, and people are saying that they might just want this whole album to be forgotten and put on a shelf, and want Beyonce to put out something else. It's also been announced, that Beyonce is releasing a 3-act project. So I thought that it was going to be 1 or 2 acts, but it seems as if this is a 3-act project, which could imply 3 albums, or maybe 2 albums and a visual album that incorporates both, or 2 albums and a concert album. We don't know what Beyonce is bringing. However, it's 3 acts. Whatever it is, it's going to be 3 acts. So how do you feel about the Beyonce Renaissance era being a part of a whole series of collections? Act 1, Renaissance, Act 2, Renaissance, and Act 3. How do we feel about that? I feel like that is good. I feel like that is timely, needed, necessary, because we miss Beyonce. She has been gone, even when she has been here with the albums that she's dropped in the recent years. They were not full-fledged Beyonce-inspired albums. There was always something else that was incorporated with it. So we need 3 acts of Beyonce. Not only that, but this polarizing album does not completely sell me, and it does not completely sell the streets. So we need you, Beyonce, to get back into the booth and to put out something that speaks to the streets, to the young fans that you have that are still trying to grab a hold to what is so popping about ya. We need for you to flex for Summer Walker, flex for SZA, flex for Chloe and Halle, because these girls all look to you, and they are selling and they are doing things, but they offer something different. Show them that you can show up in their space and snatch wigs. We need to know that, Beyonce. So yes, Act 2 and Act 3 better be bringing that fire. Both of them better be bringing that fire. Whatever it is, whether it's a DVD, whether it's a CD, whether it's an album, whether it's a live recording, we want it to really, really represent. There are a lot of polarizing views about Act 1 and a lot of frustration around the leak itself. Now, I did listen to the leak, and there are BEHIVE fans that are furious that there are other BEHIVE members that are basically, listening to the leak, not caring about the artistic integrity that it takes to not listen to a leak and wait for the actual release. I know I didn't care. I just didn't. I've been waiting. It's been overdue. So I couldn't wait. And I'm sure that Beyonce will understand. So another, very interesting series of events that have been taking place in social media is the accusation of the BEHIVE to the BARBZ. Yes, I said it, the BARBZ. Beyonce's BEHIVE is blaming the BARBZ for leaking Renaissance Act 1. They are saying that it is because Beyonce has been showing herself too chummy to Cardi B. So the BEHIVE is mad, and they leaked the album in response to Beyonce's affiliation to Cardi B and potential features that will be on the upcoming acts, Act 2 and Act 3. One of them is going to display Cardi B. And so the fans are upset about that, and they're blaming the BARBZ. They're blaming the BARBZ for leaking Renaissance Act 1, saying that Beyonce is too cool with Cardi B. Not only that, but the BEHIVE is now saying that since the BARBZ have took it upon themselves to leak Beyonce's album, they're going to sabotage Nicki Minaj's rollout for Freaky Girl. And they're going to sabotage whatever steps she's taken to drop her album, because they do not appreciate the BARBZ thinking that they can just sabotage Beyonce's album release and cause it to be all over social media and Twitter and all of that. They're upset. They said, okay, I gotcha. Wait until Freaky Girl drops August 12th. It's going to be a show thanks to the BEHIVE. So I'm really upset about that. I love Nicki and I love Beyonce. I love both fan bases. I am a constituent of both fan bases. And honestly, I don't want to see this happen for Nicki. I don't want to see the BEHIVE sabotage Nicki, and then it could cause some tension between Beyonce and Nicki. Like, who wants that? Who wants that? Not me. But when it comes to these fan bases, they will rage a war, and honestly, it won't even be up to the artists and their choices. It will be just the fan bases going at it. And they cause so much beef amongst artists that it makes no sense. Hopefully, Beyonce and Nicki Minaj will be able to rise above these accusations and really show up as allies of one another as they both are dropping in the summer. So that aspect of it really is interesting. Big reason why I feel like Beyonce took this time today, because she was online today. She posted some posts on Instagram, and she basically had pictures of the kids laying in bed, fake sleep with her. Rumi is right by her side, and I have a theory about Rumi that's a little controversial and cold, so I have not brought this out to the table yet, but I do have some theories on Rumi and the twins, but especially Rumi and why Beyonce is so chummy and coddling her right now. But in any case, they have pictures. They have pictures of these. They have pictures of Rumi and Blue and Sir in the bed with Beyonce. And Beyonce wrote a little excerpt explaining that, it took a lot of time, a lot of emotional, strength to create an album during a very difficult time in the world. So she definitely looked beautiful and natural laying in bed with them in that photo. We also saw LaToya Luckett talk about Beyonce today and how they met a long time ago in a cabin school, and Beyonce took her seat and she wanted to have her seat back, so she went and told the teacher, and the teacher told her to find a new seat because that is Beyonce's seat now. And I thought that was so ironic that Beyonce has been snatching that young lady's seat ever since they were little kids. So I thought that was funny. I think that Beyonce also drove a lot of attention around Act 2 and Act 3 because she just wanted her fans to still be honed in on this era after the leak and after people are sending these mixed reviews and it being such a polarizing you like it or you don't like it type of album. Beyonce is definitely trying to make sure that she keeps the audience of fans interested in not only this album that was leaked, but keep them interested in the work that is coming, that is pending, that has yet to come. She wants us to hold on to our seatbelts because Act 1, I believe, is just a warm-up. I believe that this is just what she's dropping, and, it's cute and it's fun and it's for the LGBTQ community because they've always wanted Beyonce to go full-fledged and really ally them for a whole project. So that is what she did. But I believe she's still going to give us the R&B Beyonce. I believe she's still going to give us Me, Myself, and I Beyonce. And I believe she's still going to give us the B-Day Beyonce, the Get Me Bodied Beyonce, the Beyonce of Drunken Love and Flawless, and Beyonce all on my mouth like liquor. I taste it coming. Beyonce, I taste it coming. I anticipate this era. I anticipate what you're going to be bringing to us next. You have really put your best, well, you have done your best, or you've put out a strong work with this album, although it's very different and it is a departure. I believe you did that intentionally, and you are going to remind us who you are in the next era. You're not only going to remind us who you are in this next era in Beyonce Renaissance Act 2 and Act 3, you're going to show us that you're still that queen, and you have your ear to the streets, and you can make us dance, and you can make us move just as if you were 21 on that stage, just as if you were 26 and B-Day getting us bodied. You're going to let us know that you ain't lost it. You still got it. And we need to see it. We need to hear it. We need to dance to it. So I am anticipating what Beyonce is going to be bringing in this next era. Now, I actually had to take this video down and insert another another section of this video so that I can include a current backlash element to this Beyonce video that I didn't add. So while I was doing this video, another story broke out, and it was having to do with the R&B eclectic singer KELIS. So KELIS is actually on Beyonce's album, and the song is called Energy, and she has been listed as one of the writers or one of the samples that Beyonce used for this track. And so I guess KELIS did not get any, she was not notified. She was not notified. She did not receive any sort of alert. She did not clear the record. And Beyonce put her on that track anyway. So KELIS actually found out while she was on her regular page, and she found that she was being included in a collaboration with Beyonce, and she looked at the information on the song, and she's mentioned, but she has not received any monetary compensation for this song. Neither did CeCe Pennison. Neither did I don't know if Big Frida did not, but a lot of people haven't. Now KELIS is upset.
Say what you want to say.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Peace. So just to add to my thought, here's the issue, okay? This is really not about Beyonce or anything else for that. The reality is, okay, and I said what I said, so still all facts, okay? But the reality is that this is more about the fact that, like, there's a lot of hypocrisy and there's a lot of nonsense. So we've got Pharrell, who did an interview, I think last year, talking about artists' rights and how people should be able to rework their deals and artists should be getting credit for what they've done and all this stuff. Where in reality, when I was signed to him, I had the same manager that he had, and he has writing credits on my records, okay? All my singles, coincidentally. And he never wrote a song, a lyric a day in his life, okay? And so, yeah, that's a problem. Number two, we've got Beyonce, who, like I said, out of human decency and artistry and female, just all of the stuff she sings about, all this empowerment and stuff, I don't talk about it, I am about it, okay? So the reality is, all of this female empowerment stuff, it only counts if you really do it. If you're really living it and walking the walk. Don't just talk the talk. It's real cute and fun to sing all these girls' songs. Like, come on now. Let's be real, all right? And then thirdly, you want to talk about Pharrell time? Oh, cause I'm happy. I'd be happy too if I was stealing all kinds of folks' publishing and rights to songs and all kinds of stuff. I actually really wouldn't be happy because it's evil. But the point is, okay, is that there's a lot of hypocrisy and someone has to talk about it and bring it up. And it just so happens that I was thrown in this. This is not like I looked for it. I was actually last night, I was posting on my Bounty and Full page, just doing my own thing. And then I saw one of my fan pages and someone was like, oh, that's a collaboration between B and KELIS. No, it's not a collaboration. It's called thievery, because the definition of collaboration, it means that we are working together. There's no working together if you are not even checking to see if everything's cool. That's a problem, okay? I would never do that to another artist. For real. I never have, I never would. Why? Because what's the point? If I like it so much, why wouldn't I just be like, yo, I really like it. Can I use it? Whatever. That doesn't happen, right? It's nonsense. Because some people, I don't know what they think. I don't even care. The point is, something has to be done about it. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm not going to pop off all the time. I'm saying what I have to say because it's true, okay? But I do think that something needs to be done. It happens to a lot of artists. It happens all the time. And I think that really something needs to change. And this just might be the fuel that I needed to actually do it. Because honestly, I try to keep to myself and stay out of the drama. But if it keeps coming to me, what else am I going to do, right? That's all. So say what you want to say. I don't really care. Peace.
Fight! Fight!
So just to add to my thought, here's the issue, okay? This is really not about Beyonce or anything else for that. The reality is, okay, and I said what I said, so.
Now, Beyonce, you know better. You have been doing this for years. Like, there are so many situations that I can reference where Beyonce has basically, taken people's songs and made them her own. We are not in that era where she can do that and get away with it anymore. This is the cancel culture. Perhaps she feels like she's exempt from being canceled for borderline plagiarism and not getting clear for records. And I'm sure she has a whole bank account that is designed to take this over the chin and pay these people out whenever they have complaints. Now, so far this era, Azalea Banks has come out and also complained, and that is in one of my videos as well, where she called Beyonce out for merely mentioning her name and fans making, you know, these mashups of her songs with Break My Soul. And, you know, when you listen to the album, you do hear Azalea Banks's influence on the album. So Azalea Banks did not have a lot of positive things to say about that a few weeks ago. So this is another situation. Beyonce, what are you going to do? Dawson X, 10-4.